Tonight, a gas leak inside a container at Sir Roberts Wharf mobilised the emergency response team and closed the main road on Tuesday morning. The Minister of Immigration, Honourable Crossley Tatui, congratulated 22 new permanent residents at a ceremony yesterday. And our visual arts community step up this month with various projects on the island. Kalofalahiatu, I'm Esther Pavihi and welcome to tonight's bulletin of BCN News. A special welcome to our viewers and audience from across the Pacific, thanks to our partner Pacifica TV. Leading the bulletin tonight, applying a cost of living adjustment is not an option for the government as yet, as the island braces for further cost increases after Matson's shipping company hiked the cost of shipping containers this month. In an interview with Prime Minister Dalton Tagilangi yesterday, he explained the government's position, saying that his government is focused on helping families who don't have the means to bear the increasing costs. It has been many months since BCN News was able to sit down with Prime Minister Dalton Tagilangi, but yesterday afternoon the Prime Minister was able to speak to us about many topics, including the increasing cost of shipping, which will ultimately see prices in stores increase.
Look, the government is aware of the impact. It's no doubt about that on our people, and continues to explore ways to cushion these effects. What we're doing is we're looking for an understanding of everyone here on island. If you look at New Zealand, the prices, the food prices and the rest. Look, at those things, we got to remember, everything goes up there, it goes up here. We inherited those costs also.
Prime Minister Tagilangi said that the government is looking for ways to help buffer the impacts of rising cost of living, but a cost of living adjustment is not yet an option.
But we got to remember that the government support, and I'm talking about over $1 million worth of the support, from water to health sector to education, and the subsidy of power and other things that came with it. So if you look at it that way, and plus last year 1.5 million was for the public servants wages, there was a component there put for the members of the House, but it wasn't adopted. Just for everyone's understanding. Look, all these things had to be managed, but we are well aware until someone can say that there is poverty here and there, and then yes, and I would be worried about that. But I'm more focused and look at those, especially those in hardships and that. And that's what I've been doing this week, and how we can manage them as we move on.
The Prime Minister also confirmed yesterday that the government will renew its shipping agreement with Matson's over the coming weeks. And a gas leak from one of the containers at the entrance to Sir Roberts Wharf mobilised an emergency response team on Tuesday morning. This prompted the temporary closure of the main road from Alofi North to the commercial centre as the fire rescue team attended to the leaking gas. Images seen in this piece was provided by Outside Services' stevedore team. Sources from the Department of Transport told BCN News that the leak was from a gas cylinder inside a container located near the main road at the entrance to Sir Roberts Wharf. The emergency response team swiftly stopped the gas leak just before 8:30 a.m. that Tuesday morning. The swift response of the stevedore team to mobilise the emergency response team avoided what could have been a serious incident, risking the lives of the boat workers. 22 new permanent residency status were granted at a ceremony yesterday. The Director of Immigration, Margaret Siosikefu, said the 22 new permanent residents were from Fiji, the Philippines, Samoa and Tuvalu. The oldest is a gentleman from Tuvalu, and the youngest is a newborn of Filipino descent, born after her parents were granted their permanent resident status. The Minister for Immigration, Honourable Crosley Tatui, presented their certificates formalising their immigration status as permanent residents of Niue. The families and friends of the 22 were there to support their loved ones. According to the Niue immigration laws, a foreign citizen is required to live in Niue for 10 years before applying for permanent residency. Permanent residency means that this individual has every right as that of any Niuean. They can vote and can be nominated for public office. Congratulations to all 22 new permanent residents. Prime Minister Dalton Tanguilangi said that the renovations to the Niue High Commission's residence and office in Wellington will be completed by the end of this year. The costs for the upgrade to comply with Wellington City Council orders has been covered by the government, but he has been seeking assistance from donor partners to help complete the rest of the project. He spoke to us earlier this week. It's been almost 3 years since the last Niue High Commissioner was sent to Wellington. During the budget debates in June this year, the Public Accounts Committee report noted the lengthy vacancy of the government's only diplomatic mission in Wellington, calling on the government to expedite the process.
Unfortunately, we have to tidy up the house under the council order, and it took so long. They had to strengthen by putting steel braces and then put the bricks back or whatever it is. And then while they're doing that, they've gone through the whole renovation of the place, replacing carpet and so forth. There's no furniture in there. But at the moment, they're doing the outside. So they're expanding the car space, so we'll probably can fit 3 cars now. But also the landscaping and the fencing, security fencing around the whole premises. So there's still a bit of work, but hopefully it'll be done by October, before the end of the year.
The upgrade of the Niue High Commission residence in Wellington has been funded by the government, but the Prime Minister has been seeking support from donor partners to help complete the rest of the work and to furnish the property.
Yes, at the cost of the government, where we can find money here and there, but I think there's others now that might or interested or wanted to support some of our donor partners, but all those will be advised accordingly by the report.
The last Niue High Commissioner to New Zealand was Honourable Fisa Pihingia, who returned to Niue in 2023 after 6 years in Wellington. A group of 6 local designers from the island will be showcasing their designs at the Pacific Fusion Fashion Show as part of the events of the New Zealand Fashion Week this week. This is the first time designers from Niue is taking part in New Zealand Fashion Week. The combined designs and fashion pieces by Fiafia Rex, Lindsay Talangi, Nitalingi Pihingia, Adora Misikea, Feo Fo and Mokalo Foli will be on the catwalk this coming Saturday. The group is part of Niue's Niue Women's Academy of Entrepreneurs that started in 2021. Last year, they hosted a fashion show on the island as part of the 50th celebration of self-government's calendar of events. The designers' fashion pieces will be part of the Pacific Fusion Fashion Show on Saturday this week at Auckland's waterfront. Local artist and designer Susana Sionituatu earlier this week welcomed people, visitors and locals alike to her first solo exhibition, Whanuanga He Whenonga. Susana spoke to BCN News about the build-up and the motivation to hold her exhibition.
It's a combination of my years as a Niue artist to actually have an exhibition of my own. Being part of so many throughout the years, this is the right time for me, and for me it shows the journey that I have taken and the many years of dedication to doing what I love to do and having it seen by our people here.
Family and friends were some of the first people to visit the pop-up exhibition held at the Old Bond Store in central Alofi.
I'm very grateful to be able to showcase my artwork here today and for a whole week, and hopefully I get to engage more with the community that are still yet to come and see my work.
The exhibition is open for the week and all are welcome to check out Whanoanga He Whenonga and the artwork by local artist Susana Sionetuatu. And staying with our arts community, 2 young artists were commissioned to paint a large mural on the walls of the BCN building as part of a $2 million refurbishment and upgrade project funded by the Government of Australia. Australian and Torres Strait Islander Tori J. Mordi from Brisbane and local artist Jaika Vakafi are transforming the walls into beautiful works of art, depicting the floral and fauna of Niue and images of cultural significance. Here's the story.
My name is Tori J. Mordi. I am a local artist from Brisbane. I do a lot of book illustration stuff for children's books, but then I also do a lot of street art murals, which I'm here doing today.
I was tasked with adding Niuean elements to this collaborative mural. So I've made a waka, kalama fish, and a motif for Radio Sunshine.
The 2 young artists will complete the mural in a few days.
This was a collaborative piece, so a lot of the elements that I've brought into it are representative of Australia, but also for me personally, the Torres Straits. That's where I'm from, that's where my mum's from. So I tried to incorporate those 2 things in specifically because I know that we share a lot of cultural similarities and we also have Niuean people up in the Torres Strait, so I thought it would be nice to kind of bring that loving connection here into the mural as well.
The artwork is certainly boosting the spirits of the BCN staff, seeing the transformation every day, something the team is very grateful for after working from makeshift studios since May of 2020 when the studios were destroyed by fire.
Very poppy colours. For a lot of the street art murals I do, I try to focus on having really vibrant colours so that it's eye-catching when you go on the road and you go past it. But also in some areas you can see, I also try to have colours that are quite peaceful to look at as well, like not too in your face and that. So something that's like welcoming and it has energy and joy to it. That's always my focus with these types of colour palettes. I think the biggest highlight for me personally is that this is my first ever international mural I've ever done, and I'm really excited for this to be my first one right here in Niue. Like, I'm really proud of that.
It's the size. It's a lot bigger than my other mural. So I had to learn a lot of new techniques, a lot of shortcuts. Taught to me by my colleague, Tori J.
Meanwhile, a team of technicians will be arriving this week to install new studio equipment in the refurbished studios. The soft opening of the BCN refurbishment or upgrade project will be held in September. That is some beautiful artwork there by Tori and Jaika. We end the bulletin tonight with the Open Day of Taonga Niue that was held earlier today. Director of Taonga Niue told BCN News this week that it had always been the intention of the department to open its doors and invite everyone on the island to visit the museum and see the artifacts there. There was also performances from students of Niue High School and other groups on the island. Members of the public were invited to tour the museum. There were also food and drink vendors available. And the director, Makalau Foli, said they hope to hold an open day every year, pending funding, and they are grateful to the Office of the New Zealand High Commission for supporting the first open day for Taonga Niue. And what a beautiful open day it is for Taonga Niue. We look forward to the one next year, hopefully. But that's our bulletin for tonight. We wish you a wonderful weekend, and do join us again on Tuesday next week for our bulletin in Wangahau Niue. Until then, I'm Esther Pavihi. Ono wha.